Hello everyone, welcome to Melissa's Musings. I'm Melissa Steele with Steele San Diego Homes. You guys know me. But I'm coming to you from a different location today, the car, with my amazing chauffeur slash husband, this handsome guy over here, John. And he is driving me around right now, and I am multitasking by getting some things done. aka Melissa's Musings. This has been on my mind all day. I've been in back-to-back meetings, and I've been so excited to come to you guys with an important life lesson that I learned today. I finally trusted my gut. Yay. When I would love some encouragement for that, because I often ignore my gut and then am crying to myself several months later when I was like, damn it, I should have trusted myself. So if you can feel me on trusting my gut, I encourage you to please give me some love and some really positive encouragement with some ones in the box. That would be really amazing, because I need the positive reinforcement that trusting my gut is a good thing. So I'm going to run you guys through a little story, because I had it out today with my CPA and I learned some important lessons in the meantime, because so often we don't trust our gut and we navigate through life in a total people pleaser place, and we're like, ooh, this may not be resonating with me, but it is what it is. No, enough of that. So what happened was, the last few weeks in working with our new CPA, so we hired a new one this year. As many of you guys know, we've been having a tumultuous relationship with our legal and accounting help, but we hired somebody new, and what has not been working the last few weeks is the communication piece, and our communication has just been in constant breakdown. I get, a random text message followed up with a random email, followed up with a phone call and a voicemail, followed up with another random text message from another phone number. And for me, it's been extremely confusing. And with as many meetings and appointments that I handle, I typically like to communicate via email. So I've continually asked him, when he texts me, I'm like, hey, he has a very unique name, so I'm going to call him Michael for this video. Hey, Michael, thanks so much for sending this over, but would you mind please emailing it to me, because that's how I keep track of things. So fast forward to today, when I was frustrated because he emailed me, and in his email, he included incorrect information. So as my accountant, I'm kind of expecting that my accountant is going to have a good idea as to my numbers and the taxes that I owe. And in asking him a question very clearly, he responded, and it was for sure a wrong answer, which is totally fine. Everyone makes mistakes. So I called him in an effort to clear up basically our communication breakdowns and just express to him my discontent in our communication. And we had a very interesting conversation. And prior to the phone call, I actually asked John, and I said, John, I have this gut feeling that I don't often tap into, that Michael, calling him Michael for the video, is not the right fit for us. And I don't know what it is about him, but it's not feeling right. And I'm going to just give him a call and express to him how I've been feeling. Because forever, I am always in the mindset of, oh, it'll be fine. I'm this is fine, right? But no, I am to the point where I am so worthy of the communication that I am deserving of. And if I've clearly communicated with him how I prefer to be communicated on several different occasions, and he has yet to respect that, I get to address it. So my worthiness kicked in the positive. So it was amazing. And I called him and I said, hey, Michael, it's Melissa Steele, your favorite person. And I just wanted to clear up a couple things with you. And I started to go into the communication and why I was experiencing breakdown around how we've been communicating with each other. And he went off on me. It was really interesting. He immediately responded with, so I am his client, right? And he immediately responded with, Melissa, I understand that you're busy, but if you think you're busy, I can guarantee you that I'm 10 times as busy. And if you think that's busy, I'm 10 times as busy as that. So I am that busy and clearly too busy for this. And I was like, oh, wow. Okay. Well, as your client, let me do you the favor and take some of that work off your plate. I'll take my business elsewhere. But what was interesting is he said, and the fact that you can't communicate over text at times, he's like, what are you, a princess? That you can't communicate via my preferred communication? And I was like, oh. So not only are you too busy for my business, but now I'm a princess in not a positive way, because I am a princess and I am worthy of being treated like a princess, but that was not the message he was delivering to me. So what I got to do was I got to step into my power, and I didn't lose my cool, but I said, hey, Michael, that's totally fine, and I respect that, but here's the deal. If you're that busy, I get to take my work off of your plate, because it's clearly not benefiting either of us to be in this relationship. I am going to respectfully acknowledge that you call me princess, but acknowledge that I, prefer and have communicated to you several times that I prefer communication via email. And I got to step into what I needed, which is clearly a new accountant. So I never once lost my cool. I never once miscommunicated or disrespected him, but I got hung up on. And I got called a princess. And he screamed at me about how busy he was. So what I think is happening, and after the call, I got upset. I shed a tear or two. And then I got the opportunity to shift, and I thought to myself, me right now being upset is a choice, and I am choosing to allow the way that he communicated with me to affect me in that way. So I'm giving him that satisfaction right now. So I get to choose to not allow that to affect me. And then 2, I got to truly see firsthand that trusting my gut feeling in this particular instance was a home run. Because, holy crap, this is the relationship that I was in. These are the thoughts that were going through Michael's head in his subconscious, that he somehow, even though I'm his client and he's working on earning my business, he was so clear in his communication that it had clearly been a frustration for him. So it wasn't the right fit. It wasn't resonating with either of us. So what I found really powerful is that my gut instinct, as tapping into that, it was 100% valid, and I was deserving of a better experience and something that felt, was resonating more with me, that was resonating more with my worthiness, that I felt like I was working in partnership with somebody, and that's what I deserve. Alex, oh my God, I know, right? These people are crazy. I was like, I'm your client. Why are you screaming at me? I literally was like, I'm your customer, correct? I was very confused. And then Felisa, yeah, people in sales should never use the word busy. I tell our clients all the time, I may seem busy, but I make time for everything I want in life, which literally is having every one of my clients feeling like my only client. So what he was sharing with me does not resonate. And having an accountant problems I can't relate to. Paul, are you an accountant? Do you want to help me? But yeah, anyways, so it really hit home for me, because I feel like there are so many of us who go through life in a conversation that is not fulfilling to our self-worthiness, that we sacrifice ourselves continually for an experience that may be subpar because we don't have the guts to face the fear of approaching it and just communicating. When I called Michael, I keep going to say his real name, but I don't want to do that. When I went to call Michael, my intention was not to end the relationship. It was simply to improve where we were at, to create a better working relationship together. And that's not how the conversation went. And it again reiterated how I was feeling. So it ended up being a huge blessing in disguise. I am in the market for a new accountant right now, but I really appreciated that the universe gave me the gift of confirming that trusting your gut is a really powerful thing. And the reason that so often we get ourselves into a frenzy is because we're not trusting our gut. And just this last year, John and I have experienced several instances, particularly in the lawyer and accountant department, where we've not trusted our gut and we've gotten burned. So I got to trust it this time, and he doesn't deserve to do our taxes because he was clearly too busy for them. And it's going to be amazing. And I know it's going to be the right fit. And I know who we work with next is going to really resonate with us because, well, 1, I've got a great example of what wasn't working. And 2, I just think it wasn't the right fit again. And it was a great lesson for me to learn. So if there's anything in your life right now that is not resonating with you, that's not feeling so freaking good that you want to experience it all the time. Because what I noticed about this relationship is every time I got a call, phone, text, email from Michael, this accountant, my stomach would drop. I would have this knotted feeling in my stomach, and I'd feel all confused, and I'd feel disoriented and discombobulated, because honestly, that's how our communication has been and how confusing it's been. So I know that by tapping into that feeling, I am setting myself on a much better pathway for much more success. So let me see what you guys are saying. Proud of you. Oh, thanks, Stace. I love you, lady. Muriel, I have a contact lawyer that I highly recommend if you need a trusted lawyer. Thank you. I actually am now working with a great friend of mine's amazing dad. So he is a tax lawyer and he is phenomenal. Hi, John. Oh, that's an amazing gift basket we got from one of our colleagues. Happy Valentine's Day to us. And then Alex, love that contrast to get you to know what you want as hard as it is at a time. Absolutely. Yes. 100%. And this is something that we can tap into a lot in relationship, especially. I have so many so many friends and clients too, but friends who are in relationships that aren't necessarily nurturing or fulfilling or serving them to the best of their capacity. And they get to step out of those relationships. And when it happens, they are usually like breathing a sigh of relief and have a really clear picture of what they don't want in their next relationship, and it ends up being a beautiful thing. That's actually how I met John, this guy over here, because I had just broken up with my ex-boyfriend and had a whole laundry list of things I didn't want from my next relationship and a really clear understanding of what I did want in my next relationship, and then John danced right into it. Literally danced. We like met and danced the night away. So I hope this message comes to you guys, and if you're struggling with anything, would love to support you in it, because I'm not gonna lie, it was really hard to be chewed out by my accountant for absolutely no reason, and to be called a princess in a really nasty way for absolutely no reason, and to not feel shitty about it after. I felt crappy about it. I cried. I was like, wow, that guy was like really an asshole. And then when I got to reflect on it and realize that I was choosing to let it affect me, I got to shift from it, and I get much better things for myself moving forward, and a much better accountant moving forward too. So that's my message for this evening. Love you guys, and talk to you soon.